The Young and the Restless spoilers. The return of Jordan, a brewing storm in Genoa City. The night air in Genoa City was heavy with anticipation as Claire stepped out of Newman Enterprises, her heels clicking rhythmically against the pavement. The Thanksgiving festivities had left her feeling both warm and exhausted, yet the sense of calm she sought never arrived. Instead, an unshakable tension had lingered all evening, growing stronger with each passing moment. As she approached her car, the faint silhouette of a woman came into view. The figure was unmistakable, long, golden blonde hair cascading over her shoulders, large sunglasses obscuring her eyes despite the dim light. She leaned casually against a lamppost, her demeanor exuding an air of confidence that felt deliberately calculated. Claire froze mid-step. Her breath hitched as realization struck like a lightning bolt. Jordan, the woman who had once wreaked havoc in her life, was now standing just a few feet away, as though no time had passed. But Claire's sharp eyes caught the telltale signs. Jordan's posture, her subtle but distinct mannerisms, they were impossible to disguise. "Claire," Jordan greeted smoothly, her voice carrying an unsettling mix of familiarity and menace. "I hope I'm not interrupting your evening. Would you care to join me for a coffee? We have unfinished business to discuss." Claire's heart pounded. Jordan's presence alone was enough to send alarm bells ringing in her mind. Her instinct was to confront her directly, but she hesitated, knowing how reckless Jordan could be. Drawing attention to her now would only spark chaos, especially if Victor or any other member of the Newman family got wind of this encounter. "No," Claire replied firmly, her tone laced with cold resolve. "I don't have anything to discuss with you, and I suggest you leave Genoa City before you regret it." Jordan tilted her head, an amused smirk playing on her lips. "You haven't changed a bit, Claire. Still as sharp-tongued as ever, but I think you'll find that ignoring me won't be as easy as you hope." Before Claire could respond, Jordan reached into her purse and pulled out a small, folded piece of paper. She stepped closer, holding it out to Claire with a deliberate casualness that belied the tension between them. "Take this," Jordan said quietly, her tone soft but laced with an edge of authority. "Read it when you're alone. Trust me, you'll want to." Claire hesitated. Every fiber of her being told her to refuse, to walk away without a second glance. But Jordan's calm confidence unnerved her. Reluctantly, she took the paper, her fingers brushing against the edge as if it might burn her. Jordan smiled faintly, the kind of smile that held secrets too dangerous to be spoken aloud. "Be smart, Claire. Call me. If you don't, you'll wish you had." With that, Jordan turned and disappeared into the shadows, leaving Claire standing alone in the cool night air, clutching the note like it was a live wire. The note's implications. Back at her apartment, Claire unfolded the paper with trembling hands. Written in neat, precise handwriting was a phone number and a single sentence. "Call me if you want to protect everything you hold dear." The message was both vague and deeply unsettling. Claire's mind raced. What could Jordan possibly want after all these years? Why had she returned now, and why target Claire specifically? The questions swirled in her head, each one more ominous than the last. She thought of calling her grandfather, Victor. If anyone could handle a threat like Jordan, it was the formidable patriarch of the Newman family. Victor's reputation for ruthlessness was legendary. He could dismantle Jordan's schemes with a single call. But involving him came with its own risks. Victor's solutions were often as destructive as the problems they solved, and his interference could escalate the situation far beyond Claire's control. Moreover, Claire couldn't shake the fear that Jordan's presence was tied to something deeper, something more personal. If Victor became involved, it could unearth secrets that were better left buried. The fallout could affect not just Claire, but the entire Newman family. Claire's dilemma. For the next 2 days, Claire carried the weight of the note, like a lead anchor. She avoided her grandfather, her colleagues, and even Kyle, retreating into isolation as she debated her next move. She knew she couldn't ignore Jordan's ultimatum. Doing so would only provoke her further. But reaching out felt like stepping into a trap, one that she couldn't see until it was too late. The Newman legacy was at stake. If Jordan's reappearance signaled an attack on the family, Claire had to act swiftly and decisively. Yet she also knew that Jordan's motives were rarely straightforward. Whatever she wanted, it wouldn't be simple. It never was with her. Victor's shadow looms. Victor, ever the watchful patriarch, noticed Claire's unease despite her attempts to mask it. He had seen Jordan briefly from a distance that night, though she had disguised herself well. Still, her face and gait were burned into his memory. Victor never forgot an adversary. One evening, as Claire sat in the Newman Enterprises office long after hours, Victor appeared in the doorway. His imposing presence filled the room, his sharp eyes scanning her for answers. "Claire," he began, his voice as calm and commanding as ever, "something's troubling you. I can see it." Claire hesitated. She had always admired her grandfather's ability to cut through deception, but now it felt like a double-edged sword. If she confided in him, it would set off a chain of events that she might not be able to control. But if she kept quiet, she risked facing Jordan alone. "It's nothing, Grandpa," she replied carefully, forcing a smile. "Just some work stress. You know how it is." Victor studied her for a long moment, his expression unreadable. "If there's a problem, you come to me. Understood?" Claire nodded, but as Victor left, she felt no relief. If anything, the weight on her shoulders grew heavier. Jordan's next move. As the days passed, Claire's silence did not go unnoticed by Jordan. True to her unpredictable nature, Jordan upped the ante. One evening, Claire returned home to find a package waiting for her. Inside was a photo, an old snapshot of the two of them during happier times, along with a new note. "Time's running out, Claire. Call me." The message was clear. Jordan wouldn't be ignored. And if Claire continued to resist, the consequences could spiral out of control. The storm ahead. Claire stood at a crossroads, her decision weighing heavily on her. Should she involve Victor and risk the fallout, or should she face Jordan alone, knowing full well the danger that entailed? And what was Jordan's ultimate goal? Was she here to settle an old score, or was there something far more sinister at play? One thing was certain. Jordan's return was no coincidence. Her presence threatened to unravel the fragile peace Claire had built, and the secrets she carried could shake Genoa City to its core. As the city slept, unaware of the storm brewing beneath its surface, Claire made her choice. She picked up the phone and dialed the number on the note, her heart pounding with each ring.